Right. Thankful to have you here this Friday. Thankful it's Friday, 2 days into the last month of 2022. Again, thank you all for being a part of the program. If you are sitting there saying to yourself, which would be hard to do unless you're watching it on YouTube because you may have barely had time to get home, that you just saw me up on top of the roof or out front on a ladder literally minutes ago, well, you wouldn't be wrong. It's been a day. Trying to make preparations, get ready for the big, of course, hometown Christmas celebration tomorrow. And usually we're way ahead of the game. This year, not so much. And I'll be honest with you, I think almost everyone, some of you are much more organized and on time, but I think a lot of folks are just, it's been one of those years for a whole lot of reasons. And we've been outside and nothing has gone easy. It's followed us the entire way. And I've still got half a day tomorrow, maybe in a little bit of light rain to have to try to work through to get it all done. So just sitting down, literally brushing sawdust off of me as I did so, but thank you nonetheless. Which means we're going to jump straight to headlines this evening. I've got some good news to pass along to you tonight. We have some other announcements. I've got a word of warning to you. I was really surprised to learn this last night and confirm it through McGoffin County Dispatch, and I'm still trying to find out a little bit more, but I'll tell you about that in just a second. A familiar or a repeat situation on the Mountain Parkway, and a whole lot of other news and information, and your forecast for tomorrow, and how it's still a mixed bag of events or things weather-wise, but how maybe even a little bit improved for tomorrow evening in the big Christmas parade and all the wonderful fun things that are happening downtown. So please stay tuned. I'll be right back. You are now kindly invited to join us for our 23rd annual Christmas open house at the Keeping Room, where you can come and enjoy the sights and sounds of an old-fashioned Christmas with handcrafted goods, including original 18th and 19th century style watercolors, hand-painted signs, antiques, herbs, handcrafted soaps, unique one-of-a-kind gifts, and so much more. And refreshments will, as always, be served. Hope to see you there. The door opens at 10 o'clock this Friday and Saturday at the Keeping Room on West Maple Street in downtown Sayersville. It's no surprise the Christmas season has arrived at the Seasonal Shop. It is your one-stop shop for decor, gifts, apparel, and so much more. New arrivals hitting the floor every day in all areas of the store. So whether you're going to a holiday party or school or a work day, they have you covered. Beautiful coats, dresses, and sweaters that are perfect for these colder temperatures. And they've got a large selection of fun Christmas shirts and sweatshirts and the accessories, of course, that you need to match. New doodles by Rebecca Toppers are in stock with added bows for a little more custom look. And if it's gifts you're looking for, they have something for everyone. Kentucky Mountain coffees, festive mugs, and many sweet add-ons. And dips and cheese ball mixes make the perfect hostess or teacher gift. So come in soon and let the ladies at the shop help you check off your gift list. That's Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville. There's just no denying it. Some things you crave all year long, but some of those things you crave even more when the leaves start to change and fall and there's a chill in the air. And our famous fresh-baked chicken pot pies are at the very top of that list. They're a warm, tasty, delicious snack or a meal in its own perfect little box at your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe.
Car wrecks,
Truck wreck,
disability,
workers' comp,
slip and fall.
wrongful death.
Your case matters to you.
Your case matters to us. Contact McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
It's a rare, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to buy property in McGoffin County this Saturday. The estate auction of Marceline and Dutch Helton will take place Saturday morning beginning promptly at 10:21 on site. This auction will include a 20-plus acre tract that includes the house and the barn and 5 other separate tracts of land that will also go up at absolute auction. Somebody will buy this property Saturday. Terms of the sale, 10% down the day of, a 30-day closing, with Brent Tackett, the auctioneer, and Mary Wright, the broker. That's 6 total pieces of property on Lick Creek and Bloomington Branch, including the 20-plus acre tract with the house and the barn, all going up one at a time, starting at 10:21 at the former home of Marceline and Dutch Helton. I'm sure everyone closely following social media here and otherwise, and a lot of friends and family able to keep track as well. But we are down to still one student and the bus driver from bus 2030, which crashed, of course, now over 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, this past Monday, I guess. And that is certainly not good news that they are there, but good news that we are seeing those being released. And we're down to those last two that we hope will be released sooner, certainly, than later. Our hearts and thoughts and prayers continue to go out to the driver and that one student, and of course many other students which are still home, still recovering, some which will be a lifetime in doing so, and some of course which will be making many trips for a long time to come to hospitals and care providers. But good news. There is some good news tonight. A few images I wanted to share, and hopefully, maybe, I don't want to say sooner than later, but sometime we'll maybe talk to some families and see how they're doing. And I'm sure there are going to be some very positive stories to come out of such a tragic situation, as more often than not that will be the case at some point, and we look forward maybe to that opportunity. But for now, glad to see a couple of sites like these, to say the very least.
Yeah, reunited, and I'm sure it felt so very, very, very good. This is Miss Tiffany Reisner's third grade class at Salyersville Grade School, and you'll see that smile. He's had that smile on his face, that young man has, and maybe sometime we'll get to talk to him throughout this entire ordeal. Every picture that we have seen, I'm sure it's not been all smiles. I'm not saying that in any form or fashion, but in every photograph, that has been the brightest smile I've ever seen. Little Jace Hamilton there in the middle, getting to visit with his class at Salyersville Grade School this week, and a welcomed temporary return, I believe. I'm so glad to be able to show that picture to you all, and I'm sure his family and his classmates in the schools, everyone is just so happy that he's on the mend. And here's another big bunch of smiles. This is at North Magoffin Elementary, and front and center is Rochelle Caldwell with a freshly signed cast. A lot of signing going on there, understandably so. Two wonderful, wonderful sights to see, and hopefully we'll get to see more of that to come. Look for an update on the bus crash and all of our young people involved in the driver next week.
Christmas is a season of giving, and there's little else you could do to give any more than some of yourself. The next Magoffin County blood drive has been set.
Indeed, they do. As the ad says, blood donors bring hope for the holidays. The Magoffin County Blood Drive is coming up Monday, December the 19th, a couple of weeks away. I'll remind you when it gets a little bit closer. You can go ahead and mark it down in your calendar, put it in your phone whenever you keep track of things like I have to do. The First Baptist Church and the Fellowship Hall, of course, on Dixie Avenue here in Salyersville. Appointments are preferred, but walk-ins are just as welcome. Call 1-800-775-2522. And remember to bring your photo ID with you, and that's all you got to do. Donors with appointments will be notified if there are any changes, and a simple donation can save a life or lives. It's just that easy, and it's the most important time of the year to think about that. You might want to think about all the blood I'm sure that had to be used on many of the injured from the bus crash here in Magoffin County. That's just something to consider, maybe a little encouragement there to go and give on the 19th.
So I was alerted last night in listening to some emergency radio traffic to a situation that has been going on now all week long here in Magoffin County, and it hadn't for months, literally. You may recall, back during the construction phase, and that's still going on, of course, of the Mountain Parkway here in Magoffin County, the first newly 4-laned portion going west where it reaches the still 2-lane portion, but coming eastbound in doing so, drivers staying straight, if you will, and then going into the opposite lane of travel. I mean, it made the headlines here daily. A lot of complaints that it took to finally get some attention drawn to the matter from local authorities, myself, our elected officials, State Representative John Blanton, the judge, and a lot of others. And the ultimate remedy, what appeared to be, was finally the placement of a lot of barrels, the big orange marker barrels, and a very dense population of them, if you will, that almost left it, well, self-explanatory, but mandatory that you had to bear a ride, and you could not really get into that opposite lane of travel as cars had. And we have not had a report of that since that was done. It's been months. However, last night I heard Magoffin County 911 alert the Sheriff's Department and authorities of a car traveling in the wrong direction in that very area for the second time just yesterday. I confirmed through Magoffin County 911 that not only did it happen 2 times last night, It happened 2 times the night before, and then 1 time the night before that, and 1 time the night before that. That was all that the dispatcher that I was talking to could give me confirmation on, and had no knowledge because of her work schedule or his work schedule. So that's all I can tell you. I did check with McGoffin County Judge Matt Wireman earlier today. He drove out there first thing this morning, and the barrels were all still in place. We had initially thought that all of the high winds might have blown them off, which they do quite often. That's not unusual, and displaced them. But he said they were there by noon or so. We were trying to he placed calls to the Transportation Department to see if they maybe had already been placed this morning or replaced, and that might be the explanation. He didn't hear back. So at this time, it's either that's been the situation to where the winds have wreaked havoc on them and they were put back in their place in that narrow window this morning before noon, or otherwise it's just quite unexplainable how it could happen. Judge Executive Wireman today drove in and said he just didn't see how it would be possible in their current fashion or state or placement at 12 o'clock or so that could be happening, certainly to the tune that it's happened this week. So with all of that said, and my apologies for dragging that out, please use extra caution in that area by all means for the duration of the expansion project, because even if the barrels had been blown out or not, there's still a danger there until the 4 lanes completely finished regardless. And the officials have done the very best they can do to try to make sure traffic goes the right direction, but there are just some occasions that nothing more can be done. And with that said, just please use some extra caution. Anyone you know traveling in that area, please advise them to do the same. All right, I'll be right back. A message or two and some more news.
The Appalachian Wireless Holiday Sale is going on now. Appalachian Wireless has a holiday sale that will make everyone's holiday merry and bright. From now till the end of the year, visit us in store or reserve online for an unbelievable sale on all the hottest devices. Deals like the iPhone 14 for just $99.99 or the iPhone 12 for just 1 cent. We know what you want for the holidays because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
There where every day starts, it's made and it ends. From hitting the floor to hitting the road and back, your feet carry the day's duties. And if you're hurting from what might be a work or sports or stress-related fracture you don't even know about, diabetic, or that all too often heel pain that just won't go away, or any type of pain or discomfort or in need of wound care, come to where they care.
Put your best foot forward and come visit our podiatry team. We care about our patients and their feet.
That's Dr. Cheney and her team at Hope Family Podiatry Center next to Hope Family Pediatrics on the Mountain Parkway. The reassurance of getting your medications and over-the-counter needs at Sayersville's oldest and most trusted pharmacy, the convenience of curbside pickup and call-ahead service, and the fact that you can walk in, order to go, or sit down and get gourmet quality hot fudge brownies, nachos, shakes, coffees, hot dogs with homemade sauce, desserts, and more makes it more than your hometown Good Neighbor Pharmacy. It's a destination in downtown Sayersville, Frazier's Prater Drugstore. It doesn't get any sweeter than that. Banking from home or on the go has never been easier and will forever be an important and necessary part of life. Sayersville National has been and will always be at the forefront of meeting and exceeding your financial needs and giving you the safest and most worry-free online and mobile banking so you can worry about the important things, like what's for dinner. They're there when you need them at the main and branch locations of the Sayersville National Bank.
Well, a lot happening in downtown Sayersville tomorrow evening. It actually starts around 4 o'clock, and by then, it looks as though the rains will have gone. More on that in your Licking Valley RACC's 7-day outlook in just a few moments. Right now, a prelude to tonight's updated McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar. I think I've got a birthday or two to get on, and some special announcements. But real quickly, one more time, here's what time everything starts tomorrow evening or early evening, and when, of course, the big parade is set to take over downtown Sayersville tomorrow night.
It all begins at 4 o'clock. Festive start to finish, and a lot of it will be right on the Justice Center steps there at the entrance directly across from the Your News Today studios and Sayersville Independent offices. That's where at 4 o'clock the McGoffin County High School Band will be playing They've been practicing, getting ready for the season. Didn't really need the practice. It will be awesome. They'll play for a half an hour, and then right after that, the Harold Whitaker Middle School Choir will be singing at 4:30. Again, right there on the steps of the Justice Center. And right around the time they will be winding down and everyone will be enjoying some hot drinks, I'll get to that in a second, parade lineup will start at 5 o'clock at the Magoffin County Funeral Home and at Logan Corporation. So if you're going through the parade, hopefully one of the many floats that we're going to have, and I'm told there will be many, or other parade participants, you will start to line up at 5 o'clock, as always, at the Magoffin County Funeral Home and at Logan Corporation before the parade, which will start at, of course, 6 o'clock or right around that time frame. I mentioned hot drinks a minute ago. Well, if you're in the downtown area, you can find them at a couple of locations. Before the parade, the Magoffin County Historical Society there at the cabins is where you'll want to stop. They, as they often or always have, will have hot apple cider and hot chocolate and cookies. Stop by. Take a brief look around, enjoy the decorations, and stop and see the folks at the Historical Society and get you something sweet and hot at the same time. Then after you venture on into the downtown area, Tanya Ward's Circuit Clerk's office will be having hot chocolate right outside the Justice Center steps as well. So no reason not to have something hot and sweet to drink during the evening. So it all starts at 4 o'clock with all of the music and singing, and the parade will, of course, kick off right at around 6 in downtown Sayersville this Saturday. And if you are planning on riding through the parade, call this number, 606-794-6561, so they can get an account of all is coming and kind of have everyone mapped out and ready to roll at the time of the parade is to begin. 794-6561. Anniversary wishes going out to Paul and Linda Bussey. I'm told by a bunch of folks that they celebrated their 58th wedding anniversary this week. And from a lot of family and a lot of friends, the list is long. Paul and Linda, happy 58th anniversary to you both. A happy belated 73rd birthday, it says, to Darvin. That's Darvin Ray Perkins, that celebrated on the 28th of November, just a few days ago, from your friend Hanson Round. A whole long list of family and friends. Happy 73rd birthday to you. A couple of quick announcements on the calendar. A reminder, next week will be the first of the December dates for the Water into Wine Food Pantry. On Wednesday, the 7th, their other regular commodity day will be the 21st. That's a Wednesday, too, 9 to 11:30. Their senior commodity day, Thursday the 15th, 9 till 11. And if you're out and about, stop by and see our friends, Ben and everyone else over at the Candy Cane Lane on the Gardner Farm at the Ivy Point Hill. They're open every night, 4 to 10. Please watch your steps. Stay on the road or the gravel path, because there are a lot of trip hazards and a lot of things, but a lot of lights and neat things to see. And Santa's mailbox is at the end of the lane. Bring your letters, kids. Make sure you put a return address on them. You might see Santa out and about. You just never can tell, but definitely bring those letters. Tomorrow is the last day of the Holiday Bazaar and Vendor Fair, 10 to 3 at the Magoffin County Extension Service. They had a great day today. Tomorrow we'll wrap it up, 10 to 3 at the Extension Service on the Mountain Parkway. I'll wrap up tonight's Magoffin Farm Bureau sponsored calendar, as I always do, saying this is where you send announcements so I can tell everyone about them. Birth announcements, birthdays, and anniversaries will be published for free in the Independent as well, but send those to there at the bottom of your screen, Heather at SayersvilleIndependent.com. Going on, nightly obituaries are provided by the Magoffin County Funeral Home, and a reminder of services to be held Sunday at 11 for 72-year-old Gary Howes. He passed away Thursday at his home. He's survived by his wife, Janice, sons Gary Christopher and Sean, as well as sisters Rita Smith, Joan Harshman, Tamiria Rush, brother Clayton Matthew, 4 grandchildren, and 3 great-grandchildren. Services start Sunday morning at 11 from the New Life Worship Center. The family will welcome friends the rest of this evening till 9, all day tomorrow, and Saturday for visitation. And funeral services start Sunday at 1 for Angela Sue, Sam Flanton Montgomery. She passed away at the age of 51 on Saturday at her home, survived by her daughter April Dawn, sisters Opal Back and Ella Reisner, her brother Danny Downing, and 2 grandkids. Services again Sunday at 1 from the Lakefront Church of God. Friends can visit the church till 9 o'clock tonight and tomorrow for visitation. And arrangements are incomplete at this time for 77-year-old Larry Bailey of Mill Branch, who passed away on yesterday's date. Those arrangements to be announced soon under the care of the Sayersville Funeral Home.
At Golden Law Office, our attorneys previously represented the nation's largest insurance and trucking companies, handling cases involving serious personal injury and death. We know their strategies, how they will defend the case, and what factors drive large settlements. The attorneys at Golden Law Office can use this inside knowledge to ensure your case is handled effectively and aggressively. Hiring Golden Law Office provides you with a strategic advantage. Call Golden Law Office today.
Santa's coming, and he's bringing tires and wheels, and he knows just where to get them. Conley Tire in Staffordsville next to Foothills and ConleyTire.net. Come in or click and save $100, even $200 on a new set of Goodyears and other big discounts on all the big names. They've got wheels, tires, lift kits, and all the service and repairs you need, and 6 months no interest is perfect for the holidays. Conley Tire in Staffordsville. Parkway Pharmacy, as always, promises the quickest service with the very best care and prices, and to always have someone there to talk to when you have a question. With 3 pharmacists, curbside, drive-through, and call-ahead service. Parkway Pharmacy in Sayersville, 349-4400.
Where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
Not much sporting news tonight. High school basketball, of course, is kicked off for the Lady Hornets, and the boys are set to kick off here in a few days. We'll be following that much more closely as the season progresses. I can tell you that as far as football, well, it's over for Eastern Kentucky. Yeah, postseason is wrapped up with Pikeville now earning their 7th state title, their 3rd in just the last 4 years. A pretty easy win over Raceland. Raceland managed to rack up 9 points on the gridiron, Pikeville 41, and they are the Class 1A football champions, and we wish to congratulate them for a job and a season well done. Again, as I said earlier, the forecast cooperating. Rains tonight, rains early tomorrow. Rains appear to be gone by the time we hope everyone is in the downtown Sayersville area.
Pretty nice one out there today. We thought we might see a little more sunshine than we did. Clouds held on, but it was a pretty decent day and a pretty decent night temperature-wise. I mean, 51 degrees for your low after pushing close to 58, 59 earlier today. Winds out of the southwest have not been too bad, but they're up to 30 miles per hour at times. That's out and ahead of this next system that's giving us rain during the overnight. So look for the winds to pick up tonight and temperatures to go in the other direction tomorrow. So 51 tonight. Winds will start to get a little bit stronger out of the southwest, 9 to 30 miles per hour or so. Showers and rain and possibly thunderstorms after 2 a.m. tonight. And then with those winds and those rains, maybe, we're talking a quarter of an inch of rain, unless you get under a thunderstorm that could pop up. Keep that in mind. As for how long it'll be until your Saturday, well, the showers likely up until about 1 o'clock, maybe a few sprinkles for a couple of hours thereafter. Cloudy there for a few hours. We might see some sunshine. Temperatures will climb from 51 tonight, 53 tomorrow, and then by afternoon they'll start to falling down to 42 by the rest of the day, and then down to 23 tomorrow night. So it'll be clear. It'll be relatively calm, but it's going to be cold tomorrow night. And then, of course, Sunday 46 and sunny, and then Monday partly sunny and 53, pretty decent there, and a 30% chance of rain Monday afternoon. And then there's the pattern that I'm just not really excited about at all. Temperatures are going to be pretty decent. I mean, 58 Tuesday, 61 Wednesday, 55 and 50 Thursday and Friday as we start on the downhill slide again. But look at that. Cloudy and just rain. Just rain. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and a little lesser chance on Friday, but clouds and rain pretty much from halfway through your Monday through the end of the work week. But a nice Saturday, certainly a nice Sunday, just a bit cooler.
And that's it. I hope to see you downtown tomorrow night. A lot of festivity, a lot of warm drinks, and a lot of singing and caroling, and a lot of twinkling lights, and of course, Santa's coming. I can't do that near as good as, of course, Will Ferrell. But Santa's coming, and he'll be here in downtown Sagersville tomorrow night, and I hope you will be too. Thank you. Good night, good weekend. See you Monday.